Hi guys, if you've made it to this video, that means welcome to our group. I'm so glad that you are here. And I wanted to share a couple things with you before we get started because this group is a little unique in how it's structured. And so first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. You can see my story on YouTube about why I left the LDS Church for Wendy Jensen. And that'll kind of tell you my big, long story. But what I wanted to share with you first is that I am an author, a speaker, and a trainer in the field of self-development, emotional wellness, and the healing arts. And I have been doing this for over 16 years. But when I had my faith transition and I woke up with all the tools that I had, it knocked me flat. And that is the reason that I decided to dedicate all of my skills and all of my training, all the tools that I had gained to be able to help people who are in transition. And so that is my focus, is to help people who are transitioning out of the church. And so that is what I want to bring to you. And my goal is to help empower your mind. Your mind is the thing that we're working on, because your mind is the thing that's been most effective while you were in the church. So my goal is to help you understand the stages and to understand where you are, and on that spectrum, and to help you know that you're with people who have been going through the same thing. I know that the transition can feel so isolated and so lonely, and that's why support groups are so helpful. And there are many ex-Mormon support groups available to you. And this one is a little bit different in that it has a little bit more structure. The transition can be difficult because it might be the first time in your life that you're recognizing that by being raised in the church, you're a little bit underdeveloped in some life skills. I didn't realize that emotional maturity and emotional acuity is not really something we learn when we are raised in a black and white world. And so that there are some skills that are really important for us to be able to move forward. And so recognizing that we're a little underdeveloped, I want to be able to present those skills to you and help you gain those skills. And recognize that in this group, we want to embark on those new skills. We want to talk about them. And if you have new skills, I want you to share them. This is a collective effort. For all of us who are going through this transition, you're going to bump into other things that you find and see that inspire you. Please post them. Let's make this a community effort. So many of those ex-Mormon groups are there to offer support, and they're there in like a freestyle manner. And that is absolutely fine. And that's what happens in those freestyle manners, is that it can just become a bitch fest. And because people are so emotional and they've had so much trauma, they need a place to feel heard and validated. And many of them are angry. And it's a safe place for you to get it all out, because we get each other, right? But at some point, if you don't get to a place where you're ready to learn the skills, then you can't move on. And so this group is not a bitch fest. It is not a place for us to come from a space of anger. And so it's going to take a lot of effort to identify that. But the difference in this group is to establish a place of growth. And I'm reading my notes here. Sorry if I'm keep looking over here. My goal is to help you to gain the things that will help you heal and move on, and not to just create a sounding board or an echo chamber, I guess it is, and a place where we can express our emotions. Doesn't mean we don't express our emotions, but we want to come from a place of ready to move forward and ready to learn new skills, rather than a place of that victimhood. And yes, we have been victims, but at some point we have to move forward from that big victimhood and empower ourselves, so that we're no longer in that triangle of rewoundedness. And so our goal is to create an environment with high energy, high vibration, positivity. And I'm not doing this to bypass our emotions. I'm doing it because I want you to be able to come to this place and feel uplifted and inspired, and not pulled down and rewounded. And so that is the way why I'm getting particular about the rules. We're seeking in this group for people who are at the stage of transition where you want to grow and you're ready to move forward. And I understand that you may not be at that stage yet, and that is fine. There are many other groups that will provide that space for you. And that space, I'm not discounting it. It is important. It's just not where we are in this group. we are in a place of moving forward. So if it's not working for you, there might be a better group out there that might be a better fit. And if you find that you are ready for this group, then by all means, please apply again. So if you're looking for an empowering place and a place to be inspired, we are excited to have you. There's many brilliant people in this group who are ready to be with you and support you. All of us are on a different stage of the journey. So because this group is different, we need to establish some ground rules. And I got these ground rules from my friend Rodney Allgood, who he does the coaching for people who are exiting out of the Jehovah's Witness. And so he's found tremendous success in being able to make a structure where we can learn and grow in an environment. He has an excellent ex-Jehovah's Witness group. So here are the rules. And if we find other rules we need to establish, we can. But actually, these ones I think are sufficient, and too many rules. I'm just done with rules. I don't know about you, but I don't want too many rules. But we do need to have a structure. So rule number 1, no religious posts. Now, I know many of you have chosen a different path and you're excited about Buddhism, or you're excited about your new traditional Christianity, or you're excited about this new religious path that you're on. We don't want people to feel like you're pushing your religion onto them. And that sometimes we tend to think there is one special way because that's what we're taught in the LDS church. But that's not what this group is for, is to use it to, push your new beliefs onto them. And our goal is not to look for new religion, but to seek self-development without all of the dogma. And we just want to respect the diversity of the group. So I hope you understand my purpose in making that rule. The second rule is to not push your anti-religion agenda on the group either. I know many of you are taking an atheist path, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I won't judge that. However, we have to respect where everybody is on the journey, and that other people are going to take a different path. And so we don't want to push that onto each other either. Rule number 3 is no anti-LDS posts. This is new about this group. And the reason that I asked for this is that these posts trigger people and tend to send them into cycles that re-wound and unearth more things that we're trying to get over, that we're already aware are happening in the church. But when we are repeatedly seeing them over and over again, we re-wound ourselves and we start the healing all over again. And so there's a space for those anti-LDS comments. It's just not in this group. And it's not that I'm against them, and it's not that I'm trying to protect the church. And it's not, that I want to give any credit to the church. It's just because I want to be able to protect your emotions in this space and not get people triggered. And when those things are exposed over and over again, we just can't heal. And so that's why I have that rule there, to help you focus on your healing rather than to re-traumatize you. I hope that was clear. My notes look like chicken scratch, so please forgive me. Number 4 is no argumentative posts. When you post something argumentative, it starts to create this contentious environment, and then there's all of our egos kind of go crazy, and it just brings down the energy of the group. I want you to know that what you have to say matters. What I have to say matters. And the fact that what I have to say and what you have to say is different, that matters too. But what matters most is that we be kind and that we be considerate and that we realize that we're all coming from diverse places. And we're all going in a direction that we want to move forward. So we want to be able to be a source of upliftment and empowerment, not contentious. So please bring your good things, your inspired things, your stories of people who have succeeded and experiences that you had that is has make you feel and recognize that you're healing and moving forward. We absolutely want those stories, but please leave your argumentative posts behind. Number 5 is that we want to be supportive of each other. Like I said before, there's many wise, brilliant people in this group, and they have been through different stages, and they've gone through courses. They've done a lot of my training here, and so they can help you. It's okay to share what you're going through. I don't want to discourage you from sharing what you're going through, because that's why we're here. However, I'm asked that you share it with an intention to come from a place of I want to learn and grow from this, not from a place of victimhood and feeling defeated or feeling like you just want to complain and vent. So basically, it's like no venting. Share what's going on for you. Share what you're struggling with, because that's why we're here, but just come from a place of wanting to get the resources and the help that you need to move on, rather than having people validate you and join you in your woundedness. So no venting, be supportive. I want this place to be a place of inspiration, of a place where you can prove that we can prove that there is a happy, joyful life beyond Mormonism. We've been taught that we can't be happy without the church. And we're learning, that that's not the truth, but we're also learning that there's a lot that we need to sift through. It is traumatic. It is a very complex trauma, and it takes time and support and attention to be able to move forward. And my goal is to help you gain the skills that you need to do that. And in doing that, you're going to find videos and blogs and trainings and live trainings from me. And if you have some tools that you've learned that you think would be helpful for the group, please message me, because I would love to help or have you present some of those tools and some of those ideas. I want this to be a group effort. If you want to teach something, please let me know. So these are the rules. And I hope that you understand why I've set them in place. And again, if you're not ready for this group and this all feels too rigid for you, there's probably another group that's a better fit for you. I'm excited to have you here. I'm excited to be able to help you move forward. When I was going through my transition, I just had in my mind, I want to create a car wash that people can just go in, and then they can just wash all and deprogram everything from the religion and just come out fresh and clean and dry. And when I realized it's a lot more complex than that, but we can shorten the time that we struggle, and we can come out on top with new skills and be able to be a stronger, better version of ourselves. And that is the goal of this group. So let's prove to the church that they have not had our best years, and they have not had our best life, but that is still to come, and many beautiful things are about ready to emerge. And I'm excited to see you grow and learn here in this environment. So welcome, and I can't wait to connect with you in the group. Take care.